Hey everyone, today I want to share how I annotate my books. I love it when I can match the color of my tabs with the color of the book cover. Now, I know that a lot of readers use the same colors for the same feelings, like, quotes are yellow and funny things are green and everything, but I don't really have a specific meaning for a specific color, so I always pick new colors and new meanings. What I do to remember the colors and its meaning is to place a note card at the front of my book, and there I write down which color means what. Whenever I forget, I can always go back to the beginning of the book and check the meaning of each color. Now, I don't write in my books. I don't think I will ever write in my books. But anyway, I just use some sticky notes that are transparent. So if I kind of have the feeling that I want to write down something at a specific place in the book, I use transparent sticky notes, and they're very easy to use, and you can just, cut them in the size you want to cut them and then write on top of them. It kind of looks like you have been writing in the novel, but you've just been writing on a sticky note, and you can remove them whenever you want. Now, what I also do is I like to place note cards in between certain pages, just random pages in the book, and then I know that if I want to write something, I can just pick the note card, find the note card, and write something down on it. Of course, when you're reading an ebook, this isn't much of a problem because you can easily highlight quotes and certain things. Now, what do I track? I never decide beforehand what I will track because it depends on the book and the feelings that I get in the first few chapters. So for example, if there have been 3 funny moments in the first few chapters, then I know that I will have to keep track of funny moments. The one thing that I do always track is quotes. Sometimes I use a sticky note for the quote, and sometimes I write it down in my reading journal. Now, there are different ways you can use tabs. You can stick them at the side of your book, or you can stick them at the top of your book. I usually never have tabs on the top of my books, but sometimes it occurs that I need to track something extra special, and then I put the tabs on the top of the book to easily find them. As you can see with my edition of Madame Bovary, I stuck some sticky notes at the top so I could easily find what I had written down. The colors that I used for Madame Bovary were yellow for quotes, orange for random thoughts, pink for emotional, and green for funny. Why do I tab my books? 1, it is easier to scroll back and to find certain parts or certain scenes. 2, because I find it interesting when I reread a book to see what I marked the first time I've read it. Reading a book for the first time is something special, and it can be a totally different experience when you read a book the second time, so I love seeing how I experienced the book for the first time. 3, I really enjoy the process. It feels like I'm interacting with the author and with the characters. And 4, because I am tracking everything and looking for things to track, I am reading more thoughtfully and with care, and I pay better attention, and it makes me read better and in a more concentrated way. Now, for Anna Karenina, I did highlight certain parts. The edition that I got was already damaged, and I didn't really mind highlighting certain parts and certain quotes. I was just loving the book so much, and I knew that I was going to keep it forever. That's why I decided to highlight this one. Now, for War and Peace, this is a book that I'm currently reading, so it isn't finished yet, but as you can see, I am annotating with a whole bunch of colors because there are so many things going on. And at the front of the book I have a card, and it says what color means what. I also use my transparent tape for underlining certain parts in the book, or to just write down my thoughts about a certain thing. While I'm reading, I also never leave the house with my journal, and this is where I write down some extra thoughts. So everything from the beginning of the book to the end of the book is ending up in my journal, my thoughts about the work. It really helps me to make up my mind how I feel about a novel. Now that I'm reading War and Peace, I am making so many notes, and it helps to go back and see what I've written down because there are many characters and it helps me to keep track of them. I love journaling about the books that I read because once I start writing, I really start forming my opinion about a certain book. If you find it helpful, consider to subscribe and like this video. It helps me out a lot. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.